Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. My name's Amelia. Okay, so thank you everyone who voted in the poll for today's bonus reading. The question that won, the reading that won, is looking at your spiritual gifts and how to manifest abundance into your life. So that's what we're going to do. I've got to pick a deck just because I feel it's going to be more helpful in getting, more sort of nuanced answers for you in terms of your own personal gifts. Okay, before we begin, I just wanted to say a couple of things. It's been brought to my attention that in some of my videos, my more recent ones, the captions, the subtitles aren't working, as in there's no option to turn them on, which I hadn't realised, so thank you for pointing that out. I spoke with YouTube yesterday for about an hour, didn't really get anywhere. What I have noticed is it seems to be only yesterday's reading, my most recent one, that doesn't have them. And the previous reading seems to have caught up. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm wondering if there's a bit of a lag. It's taking maybe a day or so for YouTube to catch up, to be offering the subtitles, which definitely is not good enough. But I'll monitor it. If that's what's happening, I'll get back to them to ask, why is there this delay? So I am, I'm aware and I'm working on that. The second thing is I've seen a couple of comments recently asking questions put forward for the one question, one card, saying things along the lines of, I'm feeling really pulled, really guided to reach out to my person. Is this a good idea? Now, what I would say is I always want for these readings to inform you, to help you, to work for you. So if your intuition is really pulling you very strongly to do something and the reading maybe is saying the opposite, I would say always prioritize your intuition. And a really good way to ask yourself and to find out whether it's really something you want to do or not is to take a moment and imagine things playing out in opposite ways. So imagine your person replies and it's a nice reply. How would you feel? Imagine they don't reply, or imagine they reply and it's not quite what you were hoping for. Obviously, that there might be disappointment or shock or whatever, depending on the response or lack of, but will you still feel happy within yourself that you did the right thing, that you said what you needed to, that you did want to reach out? And if the answer is, well, I'll only be happy if he or she replies, I would say maybe don't reach out just yet. If the answer is yes, because it's really about me just saying this, I need to know I've done what I can, regardless of what happens, then I would say yes, it's a good idea to reach out. Okay, so we have 3 piles. I'm going to show you the cards in a moment. I've got a couple of oracle cards here already shuffled, and we'll pull tarot together. I'll hold them up to the screen. If you need longer to think about them, just feel free to pause, of course, in between each one. So let's go. This is pile 1. Okay, this is pile 2. And this is pile 3. These cards are actually Welsh. Well, they're not Welsh, but the names of the figures, the gods and the goddesses, are Welsh. So please, I've looked the names up to give it, the best shot. I like to always try with my pronunciations, even if I don't get it right, but bear with me, I'll do the best I can. So choose your pile, whichever you feel guided to. If you need a moment, to pause, to take a few breaths, then please do. Otherwise, I think we will begin. Okay. So pile 1, here we go. So this is the Fairy Enchanted Oracle deck, and the card you have, okay, so I believe this is pronounced Gwithian, and it says, so let me explain, it says command, structured, and energy. So these words here, if you wanted to write an affirmation, for example, to help with something you're manifesting, you could incorporate these words. These are words that would work very well with the energy you're currently in, which, as we can see, is incredibly empowered. It's very strong. It's quite a masculine energy. So whether you are a man or woman watching, whether you normally tend to resonate with a divine feminine or divine masculine energy, I feel you're very strongly in a divine masculine energy right now. And I'm not talking about, you know, in terms of twin flames or anything like that. I mean the own, you know, your own energy. You have masculine, feminine energy within you, the yin and the yang. So masculine energy is very much about making things happen, going out there, taking action, initiating things, taking charge. You see how he has this light in the center of his chest? I feel if this is your pile and you're resonating with this, you're impassioned about something right now. You're fired up, and that's what's really making you feel assertive. This is what's really giving you the momentum, the energy to push forward and to assert yourself. If you wanted to make a sigil or something like that, if you don't know what that is, you know, there are lots of quick videos on YouTube. I believe it's spelled S-I-G-I-L. Essentially, it's just, you know, drawing something, a symbol on a piece of paper and putting it where you will see it, and, you know, assigning a meaning to it so your subconscious mind gets very familiar with it. There's more to it than that, but, you know, just so you get an idea. So this could be very helpful. And I believe, I'm not sure, I'm sure some of you will know more than me, but in maths, is this not a sign or a symbol for more than? Like, you know, a quantity or something is more than something else. So yeah, that just makes me think you're giving a lot right now. And if you're not, you have a lot of energy that you could be using and channeling into something, taking action. Okay, so we also have the color scarlet, we have carnelian, April as in the month, but it could also be a name, oak, ram, wren, wand, and sacred place. So if you wanted to do any kind of manifestation ritual, you can include some of these if you feel drawn to them. You could work with the ram, the wren, in terms of using animal magic. They could be animal spirit guides, animal totems that have messages for you. The month of April perhaps is significant or could be significant. You get the idea. And wands, you know, in tarot we know that wands are fire energy. It's masculine energy, and it's about assertiveness. It's about taking action. Okay. These cards, these are playing cards. I was given these. To be honest, they come from a game. I think it's like in maybe, you know how there's like Dungeons and Dragons and that sort of thing? I think there's a whole community around these, but I have no idea. Anyway, I'm just using them as oracle cards. And yeah, this one is Donjon, so dungeon. Okay. This energy, this is it's overpowering, but in a way that people around you enjoy. So I feel that you have something about you, some kind of charisma, some kind of assertiveness, and it's almost like once people are around you, they're captivated. You keep them in your metaphorical dungeon, not because you know, you're intending to, or you're cruel, or that the dungeon's awful, but because, okay, let's pretend this says palace, not dungeon. Because, you know, people, they meet you, they're around you right now, and they want more of you. So they leave and they're thinking about you. You know, if you're working on a project together, then they, you know, they're wanting to talk to you about this every day. They just kind of, people are under your spell at the moment. You know, there's something spellbinding about you. And that's, to know that you have this quality, that's going to help you a lot in terms of your manifestations, because I feel right now you're manifesting abundance, and it could be focused on something very particular here. And we're not so much in the realm of visualizations, doing the inner work. Maybe you've already done that. This is about taking action external to yourself. So I think knowing that this is a great time to work with people, to reach out to people, to be around people, can really help you here. If you're thinking, okay, shall I take the next steps? Yes, absolutely, because people just want more of you right now, is what I'm seeing. Also, if you're wanting to manifest something that involves developing or building a community or an audience, this is definitely a great time. I feel there's a lot of wisdom here. I'm almost getting sort of emperor energy here. So you may have been on a long journey. You might have a lot to offer, a lot to share. This is also very standalone energy. It doesn't mean you have to be alone. I definitely don't see that there's a loneliness here. But you're very capable on your own. If you have other people around you, or you're working with other people, or you're in relationships, you know, friendships, that sort of thing, it's because it's of your choosing. It's not because of a need or a necessity or any kind of dependence, is what I'm seeing. So your gift right now is, it's almost, you might not realize you have it. It's kind of like a byproduct of your confidence, your assertiveness. It's this spellbinding power that you have. So just know, every time right now you're sort of speaking with someone, interacting with someone, it's like, this might sound silly, but if you have a look between these spears, can you see these sort of, it looks like stars, or like stardust or something. I'm not sure. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. It's almost like you're sprinkling some sort of powder over people, and it's like you're putting a spell on them, and they're captivated by you. So this is a time where people want to listen. They want to know what you're thinking. They want to hear what you've got to say. They want to know about your plans of action. They want to get on board with what you're planning as well. So really use that to your advantage. Obviously, we're not talking about manipulating people or anything like that, but I don't see any of that. I think, to be honest, you're just too focused on whatever this goal is and manifesting abundance. You're not even interested in really in what other people are doing. I think other people are very interested in you right now. So strong masculine energy, taking action. You might have a really good way with words. And I know we don't tend to think of verbal communication as a spiritual gift, but it really depends. You know, depending on your soul group of origination, depending on which archangelic realm you are connected to, it could be that communication is a gift, you know, something for you to really use here to serve others, but also a way, you know, using it as a way to kind of to manifest abundance for yourself as well. Okay, so Spirit, what else can you add, please, for pile 1? We have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. And you know, that's what I mean. I think you've been through something pretty big and pretty tough before now, and there might have been a time when this energy, it was like maybe a slightly distorted masculine energy. You were pushed into that energy because you felt you had to rely on yourself, and there was a feeling of maybe resentment. But I think you've overcome that now. And now what we're seeing is like pure strength and wisdom here. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. The Ace of Wands in reverse. This to me looks like a lot of maybe an energy of disappointment or false starts, of hopes that have been squashed. Aha, we have the Emperor. Yes, I'm not surprised. And you went through this and you came out on top. So this is almost like a side note, that if you went through something that was very difficult, possibly even something involving a child, or maybe it was you and your childhood, Spirit's saying that was part of your journey to help you to develop this gift of strength, to really develop and stand in your masculine energy, to be able to be a leader here. Which definitely doesn't mean it, oh, you know, okay, fine, well, I don't mind that I went through that, but I feel that this was to help you to gain something here that's going to serve you well now. And I'm not talking about, you know, it's not a future energy, this is right now. And look, we have Justice, so Libra energy, we have Aries over here. But yes, this is about balance, something, you know, this is your time to shine, this is your time to benefit, because I think you went through something very difficult before, and the scales have to be balanced. We have the Three of Cups, the Hierophant, Taurus energy, Temperance in reverse, Sagittarius energy, and the Four of Swords in reverse. What's on the back? The Knight of Wands, more Sagittarius energy. Yeah, I don't know if you were dealing with someone who, I'm seeing so many things here. It could be you were in a commitment with someone, and then there was, you know, some kind of cheating or betrayal, whether that's a romantic commitment, whether it's work, you know, and someone went behind your back. I just feel, whatever the situation, you were very serious, you were very focused, you were very giving and committed, and the energy around you is of people or someone who wasn't taking it so seriously, betrayed you in some way. There definitely wasn't equal balance, equal give and take here with Temperance in reverse. And whatever this is, it stuck with you for a long time. It's almost like you healed as much as you could in the moment, but it was such a big thing, so profound, that you had to, in a way, push it down and just carry on, and then it sat there. And Spirit's saying this is your time to really release it, to get into this Four of Swords energy, Four of Swords in the upright, so you're not stuck between the Three and the Four of Swords, and to charge forward. So something, your spiritual gift here, it's coming from growth, insight, the wisdom that you can maybe share with others because of something you have actually been through. It's not something you've just read about or learned from a book, or something you're just saying. You've been through something here. You've really earned this gift of being able to captivate people, something to do with words or your ideas as well. So just know, if you're drawn to communicating or inventing in some sort of way, or inspiring, this is a gift. Your ancestors, the divine, is really saying, yes, we want you to take this and to run with it and to grow things around you that will benefit others, but also yourself. So I think, this is a time to get out there, to make things happen. And I don't see anyone being able to refuse you at this time. Okay, so pile one, I hope this helps. I will leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and speak soon. Bye. Hi, pile two, group two. Okay, so let's get into your reading. Okay, so just to explain, as I did with group one, first of all, these are the Fairy Enchantment Oracle deck, and the names of the gods and goddesses are Welsh, so I'll do my best with pronunciation, but probably going to be a bit off. This deck, this is a playing deck. It's nothing to do actually with oracle cards or tarot. It was gifted to me, and I'm using it as an oracle deck. So yeah. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so your spiritual gifts and how to manifest more abundance, or to manifest abundance using these. So let's have a look. So this is the card that you were drawn to. We do have the owl up front. So owls, as we know, are symbols of wisdom. This owl looks rather startled. I'm not sure if you can see that, if the camera's picking it up. And the woman, the goddess behind, looks like she's sort of doing her own thing. So I don't know if you have like a familiar, like an animal, whether incarnated or in spirit form, who works with you, who guides you, who it helps to helps you to channel messages, whether you're consciously aware of this or not. That could be one way of reading this. Maybe you have a special connection to animals, particularly, birds, owls. It almost looks like these two are a team. They're a partnership here. And I feel that owl is wise, is offering caution, and the goddess is very strong and powerful. She's really going for whatever she's doing here. And the owl is kind of saying, okay, but, what about this? What about that? So it's like sort of both of you working together, you bringing the power, the strength, the courage, the excitement, the owl saying, or whatever this energy represents to you, saying, remember, we have to sometimes be a little bit cautious, kind of like the energy of the Fool card in tarot. The guy is sort of about to leap off of the cliff, and the dog, usually it's a dog, is jumping up and down saying, hold on, have you checked what's below? Okay, so this, my goodness, how was this pronounced? Ariane, I feel like it has a T sound, Ariane Trod, something like that. Okay, so the words we have: control, virtuous, and quest. Yeah, okay, so if you already watched pile one, you kind of know what I'm going to say here, but these words here, you could use these to write out perhaps an affirmation or a mantra. I feel these are important words for you right now: control, virtuous, and quest. Pile two, this is so interesting. I feel that there's almost like the energy within you or surrounding you that you're giving off, at least at this time. It's almost like sort of opposites here. We have incredible power, strength, wisdom, knowledge, and courage, but at the same time we have this almost like innocent, excited kind of energy, quite childlike, and not childish, but childlike. You know that the curiosity, the excitement, eternal youth is kind of what I'm going for here, that we can sometimes lose as we get older and more jaded and more tired. I feel you're in this energy right now, or maybe this is an energy that you recognize that you carry with you. And there's something here about finding a balance. So how can you manifest more blessings or enhance them or speed them up? It's by finding that balance between that exuberance and also a bit of caution. And with quest, I do feel you're on some sort of journey here, and either your subconscious or your higher self, or if you literally have a spirit guide in terms of an animal here, is trying to at times caution you or bring you, you know, to bring you back into your awareness, to have you with your feet planted on the ground. So, you know, we could talk about perhaps meditations, walking with bare feet on grass, being around trees, doing lots of grounding activities is going to help you to naturally keep that balance. That's going to help you to really zoom ahead here on whatever this quest is. This symbol here you could make into a sigil. So if you're not sure what that is, there are lots of good videos online, but essentially you draw it out and you put it somewhere where you're going to see it very often, you know, and you obviously assign a meaning to it, and your subconscious mind really starts to absorb this and work with this. And we have some pointers here. So we have the color warm yellow, we have calcite, we have July, rowan, cat, owl, mirror, and Paul. So if you are wanting to do a ritual, some sort of, you know, physical, tangible manifestation you could see, these could be helpful pointers, you know, something that's the color yellow, working with a calcite crystal, using a mirror, you know, perhaps some of you are drawn to scrying, you can use mirrors for that. With Paul, some kind of water, maybe natural water like rainwater, water from a river, something like that. There is watery energy here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio could be relevant to you, but I'm also feeling Aries energy, you know, sort of the first one out there, you know, lots of power, lots of dynamic energy, but also this youth as well. So use that to your advantage. This is spurring you on. Maybe other people around you might get tired in whatever this is. It could be work, romance, trying to, you know, improve yourself or to grow. Other people might say, you know what, I'm fine how I am, I'm fine where I am, I'll just accept it, but not you. So yeah, keep going with that, but at times remember to almost check in with yourself in a very grounded way. How much have I achieved so far? Am I still on course? You know, are there any potential dangers around me, whatever those dangers might look like? Okay, and oh my goodness, we have this card that says idiot. Now, you're not by any means an idiot. Like I said, this is some sort of playing deck. So I read this as the fool, like the jester. And you can see he's got the jester's hat on, sort of like a clown. So yeah, I mean, this to me just confirms you have this. I think people love being around you because you're very lively, you're probably very entertaining, you seem to never run out of energy, and that you might say, I'm exhausted, you know, but this is how people are perceiving you, and there's something around this energy of momentum here, of exploration, enthusiasm. Maybe you love to learn things that's really helping to move you along and helping you to manifest here. Okay. July, where are we now? May, June, July. Okay, so if you really, you know, focus in and you're trying to manifest a particular thing, it could be that in terms of timing, July is going to be very significant. Okay. Also, with the cat and the owl showing up, I really feel strongly that you have a guide who is an animal or takes on an animal form. So what I mean by taking on the form is when you're out and about, you might have a day when you see, you know, everywhere you go there's a cat, or you keep hearing owls at night or something like that, you know. So it might be worth, if you're not sure, I mean, maybe you know already, but if you're unsure, you could do a meditation to try and connect with them and see what messages they have for you. Look at this, the Wheel of Fortune, and this is connected to Sagittarius energy. And we know that the energy of Sagittarius is about exploration, adventure, but also Sagittarius is a fire sign. So more strength, courage, action. The Wheel of Fortune also, you know, you're surrounded by luck at this time. Pile 2, you have lots and lots of spiritual support around you at this time, and I feel that what you're going for, what you're manifesting consciously, subconsciously, this energy around you is supporting you. It could be a call from your guide to let you know that what you're focusing on right now is manifesting very seriously and very quickly. So really get clear about your intentions. Use this to your advantage. And again, I'm drawn back to July. So it could be that you're going to start seeing whatever you're thinking about now really coming into fruition in a couple of months. So this is a good heads up, you know, to check in and see, are you on track? Do you want to change something? Do you want to stop maybe trying to think about something so much because you don't want it to manifest, that sort of thing. We have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is movement as well. There's an energy here of not getting stuck. Maybe you feel you have been stuck in the past, but you know, now you're going for it. You're traveling externally or internally. You're changing. We have the Devil, Capricorn. We have the Empress in reverse, Taurus, Libra. We have the 3 of Wands. Wow, this is exactly it. 3 of Wands. We know this is about manifesting, and sometimes with the 3 of Wands, you know, we're working on something or we put something out there and it takes so long to come back. It does come back, but it's not the quickest. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like your what you're doing right now is on turbocharge, and it's coming back very quickly. Okay. Spirit's telling me direct line, and I'm seeing a phone with one of those kind of, I suppose now a bit old school, very, you know, those sort of a phone with a cable, those curly cables, those really long ones that you can stretch from one room to another. So apparently you have a direct line to Spirit, to your guides right now. We have the 9 of Swords. We have Strength, and in this deck it's called Fortitude, and that's, you know, that's to me exactly what this is. You have this courage, this strength, you keep going. Pile 1 had some serious courage and strength as well, but it felt different. It felt more stern, I guess we could say. But your courage feels like you refuse to be beaten down. It doesn't even occur to you. Your excitement, your enthusiasm, your passion even will always rise above. You know, I feel some people, group 2, might look at you and might feel, oh, group 2, you've never really, you know, you've never had to go through anything. You've never had to deal with anything very tough. You've probably had a really easy life. And that's not the case at all. In fact, I really can see that, because on top of the Devil, we have Strength. And we know that in tarot, the only card, the only energy that overcomes the Devil is strength. So it's the complete opposite. You've had something very significant to overcome, but you did it. And it's just about the way you've dealt with it. You know, it could even be that you have experienced heaviness. You've been through dark times with the 9 of Swords as well. And because of that, you might be saying, well, I'm going to do everything I can to not be in that energy, to not invite any more of that sort of experience into my life. So it's almost like keeping this sort of energy of this eternal youth going, you know, internally. It's like a form of resistance here. You know, I'm not going to become bitter and jaded. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep pushing forward. And Spirit saying, excellent, you know, we're here with you. The Wheel of Fortune, we're helping you. See, look at this. As I was saying it, 5 of Cups in the reverse. Upright, this is a choice to say, okay, I'm feeling down. I'm in mourning. I'm regretting how things have gone. And if this energy, you know, is prolonged, it becomes a choice to stay in that place. But you know, your card came out reversed, so you're actively choosing here to focus on the good. What's on the back? The Magician in the reverse. Okay, you're very powerful, but I feel like you don't quite realize it. it might seem to you like what you're doing is pushing forward, trying to be optimistic, and Spirit saying, but there is so much more to this. There is so much strength and power that comes with this, power to manifest abundance here. So I would say your gifts. Okay, so this feeling of tapping into this source of sort of like youth and energy, that directly affects your vibration. And we know that we attract what we're vibrationally a match to, not what we're saying we want. It's about how we feel and how we're seeing things. That's what we attract. So you're going through life right now, at least, hopefully it looks like manifesting very good things coming towards you, and if not yet, I feel you're going to see them manifesting very soon. And you might be saying, wow, I went there and then this happened, it was such a good bit of luck that I was there at that time, and then this person phoned and invited me out, and then I got this thing. And you know, Spirit saying, no, this is you manifesting all of this. So if you were to really consciously channel this energy and get really focused about what it is you want to see coming in next, because I feel this is, you know, you're on a roll here, so you can sort of have wish after wish after wish come true and manifest for you. You can do that if you want to channel it in that way. The only caution is to be as successful with this as you can be. I would say connect with your guides, whether they are familiars, animal spirit guides, you know, whoever or whatever. I feel they've sort of got messages for you, and they're going to help to keep you on track. But also to not get too ungrounded. So that could look like getting a bit carried away with yourself without a solid plan. It could look like being a bit too much in the 5D rather than the 3D. So I would say do, I'm hearing weekly, so maybe a good half an hour weekly meditation that's grounding, or a nice walk in nature, or you know, if you're in a very urban area, doing something with houseplants if you have them. Spirit's telling me you could going to what are they called, like a garden center, and touching the plants. So look, hey, if you feel comfortable, if you want to do that, fine, you know, stroking the leaves on the plants. They don't even have to be your plants, apparently. So yeah, just something that's grounding, to bring you back, to refocus you, so then you can shoot off, you know, and carry on with this very vibrant energy here. But yeah, one of your gifts is having, it seems to be an unfiltered, unobstructed channel to the divine. And it makes sense, you know, because when we think of children, they're not programmed yet to believe that daydreaming is stupid, that you know, imaginary friends are stupid, and all of that. So to retain that energy, and maybe also it's taking the shape of faith and belief as well. That's what's helping you and your guides to connect so easily, or more easily at this time. You know, there's not that sort of jaded energy and doubt surrounding you, at least not too much, not as much as probably most of us have. Okay, so I think I will leave this here, pile 2. I hope this was helpful. If you feel drawn to another group as well, then, you know, feel free to check that out if you want to. There might be more messages for you there. Also, just to say, with the Magician coming out, that's Gemini energy as well. Okay, take care. Bye. Hi, pile 3. I hope that you are doing well. Okay, so as I explained to piles 1 and 2, I'm using a couple of an oracle deck here, the Enchanted or Fairy Enchantments Oracle. The gods and goddesses are, the names are Welsh, so I'm doing my best with pronunciation, but you know, probably butchering it a little bit. This card here, this is from a playing deck, an actual game. I don't know what the game is, but I'm using them as oracle cards because that's sort of how I connect with them, and I think they work very well in that sense, you know. And I'm a firm believer that it's all about intention. So my intention with this deck is that it functions like an oracle deck. So so that's what I'm doing here. So we'll go over these, and then we'll pull tarot as well. So your what are your spiritual gifts, and how can you work to manifest abundance with them at this time? Okay, pile 3. There is, or when I do pick a decks, which isn't too often, there's always one pile, particularly when I'm looking at spiritual gifts, who really doesn't even need this reading. There's a pile who is very much aware of what their gifts are, how to use them. Pile that's very accomplished as well, a kind of an energy of being quite masterful, you know, the magician. And pile 3, this is definitely you. So this card looks very romantic, doesn't it? So maybe you were drawn to it because it sort of it does seem that way. It's romantic in nature, but you see how she has a raven. Ravens have throughout history been used as symbols, messengers I should say, between us here on earth and the divine, whether it's, you know, depending on what sort of you're watching or reading, it could be messages from, let's say, gods, goddesses, you know, the higher realms. It could be a messenger who's bringing you a warning, so a messenger from who knows, Hades, somewhere like that. But you see how she's holding it, and it's seeing under the veil, and it's a very peaceful, intimate and familiar relationship. So I feel, pile 3, you are, if you don't know it, then, you know, you have incredible intuitive and spiritual gifts here. And already, even if you haven't really, you know, or you've just begun this journey, you're already very, very accomplished. You might just not realize it. And I feel you work seamlessly with the guides around you. So even if you're not aware that they're communicating with you, you are very open and willing to accept their messages and guidance, and you effortlessly can incorporate these into your life and into your manifestations. So let's see, this says the beloved or the beloved. Your words here, if you want to write these into a mantra, something like that, are receive, personal and blessing. I mean, it almost works as a sentence, receive personal blessings. So yeah, I mean, that really sums it up. It's almost like whatever you want, you can manifest this because you're open to the guidance and you're willing and open to take action based on, you know, your 3D mind, your 5D mind, and the guidance you're receiving. Now this here, this dot, you know, it's like the symbol for the sun, and to me, it looks like the moment of creation. So you see how tapped in and connected you are to all of the energy around you. You can literally take, you know, energy that is just existing as nothing in particular, and mold it, manifest it into something tangible that you can see and touch and hold on to. Now in the other cards, every other card in this deck, it, you know, it offers guidance and advice. So it won't just say totem color, totem gemstone. It will give you a color, it will give you a gemstone. But for you, because you're so advanced, it's saying you choose. You probably already know what works for you. What is your totem color? Which kind of tree are you drawn to? Your totem animal? Where is, you know, which place are you drawn to? Physically, or maybe a place you go to often in meditation or in your dreams. So it's almost like spirit saying, we're handing this over to you. You know best. You know, you've already come so far. I feel this is a journey you've been on across lifetimes here. So let's have a look at your playing card. Yes, we have the void. That's exactly it. I mean, and you know, it makes me think of this symbol here. Now, void sounds sort of negative. It sounds like an empty space that's vacant. It should have something in it, but it doesn't. It's you know, there's an emptiness, there's a loneliness. But no, how I'm reading this, what I visually see is if we look at the sky and it's black, you can't see the stars, or if you go, you know, way out, you know, amongst the planets, it's just dark, it's black, and there's all this energy, and I feel you can tap into that. You might feel very connected even to other planets. I would say there's a high chance here, I would say I'm 99.9% positive that you are not Earth souls, that your souls probably come from some other planet, star system, you know, just somewhere else. So I would say you might have found pile 3 that at times you could find it quite difficult being here on Earth. You might feel limited, you might feel restricted, you might feel that things move too slowly, you know. In a practical sense, you might think, why doesn't this person just get to the point of what they're saying, or why is this project taking so long? You might also feel an impatience sometimes. You might feel like you can't quite connect with the people around you. You know, you just end up looking at them sideways and thinking, what are you talking about? You know, why are you doing things like this? Or you know, globally, you might be wondering, how have we got to where we are? Okay, so let's have a look at your tarot messages. So, you know, in terms of, okay, so what if I'm manifesting, you know, if I want to do a ritual or something like that, what crystal should I work with? Take a few deep breaths, center yourself, and ask yourself, because you will know. And I feel you can really trust your intuition, your gut feeling. So your spiritual gift here, the main one I'm seeing, is that you have all the answers within. You know, just that small piece of you know, that tiny thing there that you already know within. You can always trust your gut, and I feel you don't have too much trouble understanding what your gut feeling is telling you. You might have a good sense of when your ego is speaking and when it's your higher self. Okay, so let's see. We have Judgment. Yeah, I mean, that's a very powerful energy right off the bat, and it's about death, rebirth, Scorpio energy here. It's, you know, we know Judgment is hearing the messages of the archangels, so you hear this directly. We have the Nine of Cups, exactly. So I'm drawn back to the messages here. Your 3 key words: receive, personal blessing. The Nine of Cups is personal wish fulfillment, so absolutely. We have the Two of Swords. When that came out, I heard there's a fear holding you back, and we have the Hierophant Taurus energy. We have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Was this flipped over? No, okay. Temperance in the reverse, Sagittarius energy. We have the Hermit in reverse, Virgo energy. And we have two. We have the Page of Swords and we have the Three of Cups. What's on the back? Eight of Wands. Yeah, fast, powerful movement. Okay, group 3. I feel that a couple of things. So to help you to move forward to manifest more abundance. So a couple of things you can work on. The first is moderation. It's almost like, because you seem to be able to manifest the things you want, maybe sometimes you go in a bit hard, and or you seem like you're getting everything you want, and it might create fear. You know, you might be saying, why is everything going so well? I have a checklist of things I want and I'm going down the list, I'm ticking them off, and then you start to get cold feet. If that's the case, Spirit's saying there's no you don't have a set number of things you can manifest and then you run out. You know, you can keep manifesting, and you deserve all these things. You know, you've really worked across lifetimes to get to the level you're at, so this is all very deserved. Even if in this lifetime it seems a bit confusing, try to remember that this is an extended journey we're looking at. You know, remind yourself that it's not just about this lifetime. But yes, there's something about moderation. Maybe sometimes, you know, that whole thing of too much of a good thing. I don't know if that does apply to you, but take it if it resonates. The bigger thing I'm seeing here, though, there's something going on within. I feel you're being pulled within, and I think you know this. It's like a really strong gut feeling, but for some reason you're saying, no, I'm not ready to do this right now. I don't want to do this right now. Let's have a look and see. Let me get another deck. What is going on here with the Hermit reverse and the Two of Swords? It's like maybe, you know, sometimes we know, I've been really lazy with my meditations, or I haven't done them for a while, and you know it would help you, and you're like, oh, but I don't feel like it, and you know, you feel like you're being pulled to do it, and you keep resisting, kind of like that. So we have the Page of Swords in the reverse. I feel that whatever this is, once you say, okay, fine, I'll sit down and I'll reflect on whatever I'm being pulled to reflect on, I think it's going to help you. It's going to clear something up for you. It's going to give you a piece of information that helps you to move forward. So I don't think it's a scary thing. Let's see. It's more of an unknown. King of Cups. Okay, Page of Swords reverse, King of Cups. And we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. We have the Four of Wands in reverse on the back, so we could be looking at some kind of a partnership here. And it's you know, you might be saying, I'm resisting this because it's been a headache, or I don't want to sit down and think about this because it will distress me. And Spirit's saying, but there's something we want you to see, that we're trying to show you, and it's actually going to help you to move forward and to see why this hasn't manifested in a stable way, or in the way that you want right now. The other thing I'm seeing is, if you're not feeling super confident right now, there is a piece of information that's going to turn that around. I just feel, whatever this is for, you're saying, I want to keep moving forward. I don't want to sit down in this energy, because maybe you've sat with it before and it hasn't been that pleasant, or it's been a fight or a struggle in the past. But actually sitting with this is going to transform that feeling, transform that energy into something good here, something positive. It's going to give you like some sort of missing piece that's handing you control here. Okay, tell me about the Hierophant, please, and the Three of Cups. We have Death. Wow. So yeah, Scorpio energy, and we did have Judgment at the start. So something here will transform, and it's going to be joyful, because we have the Three of Cups. It might connect you to a community that you want to be a part of, or a community of people who maybe you're not even looking for, but you find them and you just feel very at home. Could reconnect you with someone as well. Yeah, the Five of Cups. Spirit saying, please, you know, pay attention. We're giving you nudges here. We're not trying to bring you back to this energy or this space to you know, to make you feel sad. It's because you're ready to receive this final piece, so that you can put this to rest and move on, or so that you can take this situation and transform it, or so that you can feel like the best version of yourself again, if you haven't been recently. We have, yeah, Justice in reverse. This is what I'm saying, Libra energy. Something has not been fair. Something has not been balanced. And Spirit's saying, we want to end all of that for you. You know, death, an ending to the Five of Cups, sadness, regret, loss, an ending to a feeling of injustice here. Let's go back. Let's go back to this Two of Swords with this Page of Swords. Queen of Swords in reverse. Yes, something happened and it really just knocked your confidence, or it made you feel like you weren't seen, valued, respected. And I think you're still quite angry about this. Four of Cups. It could have felt like a missed opportunity, or something that was handed to you and then taken away. We have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Hold on, let me see what's on the back. Yeah, the Emperor. Aries energy here. If for some of you there was an opportunity that maybe you feel like you've missed, Spirit's saying actually you haven't, and that's, you know, we want you to know this. If there was someone else who was afraid to take some sort of leap of faith here with you, this situation is not over, it's not lost. You know, if you don't want it to be, we get the Hierophant, but it's about seeing something maybe from a different perspective, or learning something that helps you to make a decision, or to do things in a different way. And that, you know, whatever this piece is, it's going to be different for each of you watching. But I feel Spirit saying you are so accomplished in terms of your intuitive ability and being able to manifest abundance, but there's this tiny little blockage in the way, and it might be frustrating. You might be saying, why have my manifestations slowed down? Why do I feel disconnected at this time, or whatever it is? And Spirit's saying, because we need to just remove this. So I think that there's some advice here about getting this message through in whatever way is best for you. And I think you probably will have a good sense of that already, actually. Is it writing, channeled writing? Is it meditation? Is it walking meditation? Is it music? You know, whatever it is. Because there's something here, and once you do this, I feel it will take one sitting or one walk or one writing session, whatever it is. It changes things for good. It just completely flips them, and we get, you know, justice in the upright. We get the Three of Cups, the Hierophant, which is stability, groundedness, commitment. The Hierophant, of course, can be a very spiritual card as well. Okay, so yeah, so I think it's worth, whatever this, you know, listening to that nagging feeling that's telling you, take some time for yourself to do X, Y, Z, because that's going to help no end here, is what I'm seeing. But otherwise, I feel like you know exactly what your gifts are, and you're very, you know, you can almost manifest immediately. Maybe, you know, we're in the 3D, it takes a while for things to manifest. People, situations have to fall into place. But it's almost like you say, I think I'd like to manifest someone giving me an egg and cress sandwich for free, you know, and then you forget about it, and then tomorrow at lunchtime someone says, oh, you know, I bought this but now I've got to go into a meeting, do you want it? That sort of thing, you know, whether it's a small thing like that or a much bigger thing. So yeah, I mean, good for you. Okay, so I will leave it here. Go within, figure out what this blockage is, and then it won't be a problem for you anymore. And it's hard. It's not as scary or stressful as it feels. Okay, thank you for watching. Take care. If you were drawn to any of the other piles, it might be worth having a look to see if there are some additional messages for you. But thank you so much, and see you soon. Bye.